observed the land squid spazzing out. God, I look like a total dumbass. Please pardon me.
Hello YouTube, this is John again, and today this is going to be a video of my MEPS experience. So, alright, so here's where the fun begins. I'm just chilling, kicking here, watching my favorite film series, Star Wars, because yes, I am a nerd, I will admit it. So, anywho, subject, MEPS. How do you get to MEPS? Well, first you have to talk to your recruiter of any branch of the military, whether it be Coast Guard or Marines or whatever. Um, so I go to my recruiter and I'm like, hey, I want to join the Army. So they send me over to MEPS to take my ASVAB. Step one, ASVAB. Yeah, so ASVAB took it, simple, blah, blah. I got my score and got qualified for various jobs. And this is where I start counseling with my recruiters on what I want to do and what I expect out of the Army and so on and so forth. So they gave me the details, blah, 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 blah. Say I gotta go get sent to MEPS for my physical. Okay, so I reserved my job. It was originally air traffic control, but I'll go into that later. So they send me over to this hotel. This hotel is the Sheraton. And yes, very fancy, very snooty people. I am not comfortable with, these people that typically serve rich ass dudes, but they're hosting whoever is processing for MEPS. And basically, the reason why they send you to a hotel, from what I'm thinking, I guess they want you herded into one area, so the entire group will be sent to MEPS at a precise time from a bus. And these are people from Orlando or anywhere, Riverview and all this good stuff. So I met quite a few people. So the hotel stay was nice. We get free meals, dinner and breakfast, and buffet style, or depending on the number who is there, it'll be off the menu. Yeah, so we had to wake up early. The wake up call is 4:15, but my roommates and I, throughout my times I went, we would wake up at 3:30 so we can have time to get ready and look all pretty for our for our physicals and all that shit. Excuse me. So we board the bus and it was like a 15-minute ride from the hotel to MEPS. And as soon as we arrive at MEPS, this is what happens. Everyone is a little nervous per se because they just want to hurry up and get this shit done. They don't know whether or not they're gonna pass that piss test that everyone's talking about. I didn't have to worry about that, but yeah, there was those people. And here comes this Navy guy. He was like a chief petty officer. He comes walking into the bus. He tells us what to do. Army to his right, Air Force, Navy, Marines, Coast Guard, and mostly it was everyone who wanted to join the Army. So it was just one line, whatever. They gave us a briefing outside the building. We had to walk through a metal detector. So they made us take our belts off before we entered the building. We walked through the metal detector at a very fast pace. They want the shit done. They want to go home as much as we want to go home. So we had to be in program. We had to pay attention. And here's rule number one: do not piss off or backtalk the people in MEPS. They'll just send you home, and you're gonna have one pissed off recruiter. They would go over fraudulent enlistment and all that, saying that there's a penalty for 2 years of confinement and something fine for lying on your papers during your enlistment. So everyone has to be truthful about what they put in their documents, medically or morally. Yeah, so onward to the physical. First, we had to take a breathalyzer, and then we had to take a hearing test or eye test, then our drug test, our blood test, and then we go into the room where we have this doctor look at our joint movements and all that, make sure we're all right. We have an equilibrium, we're balanced, we can walk, we can do this shit and all that. So it was a simple, physical, just by military standards. So those who are going to MEPS, don't think any much of it as a doctor's visit. So my physical was done. The head honcho doctor, which was some old short Asian dude, signed a waiver for me because I have an astigmatism. So yeah, I have to go to MEPS again. And my reservation for my air traffic control was gone. So yeah, that's how it went. It sucks. MEPS really sucks. Waking up early in the morning sucks. But yeah, and then second time around in MEPS, I went to an eye console, which I was taken to a separate building that was, a civilian run eye doctor, and the guy was actually an eye surgeon. He tested out my eyes, and when I got back to MEPS, they sent up the actual medical waiver for my eyes, and it got approved. My third time at MEPS. Oh, and keep in mind, the steps goes from ASVAB to MEPS for processing. So ASVAB was my first step. The third time was really my fourth step. Anyways, my third time I went, everything went smoothly. I got to pick my job, and now I'm a 35 Sierra signal collectors analyst, and I am actually happy with my job selection. It could be worse. I can be some cook or a truck driver. No offense to those who are that. It's just not my interest. So yeah, I enlisted. They would make you, sign your papers and all that good stuff. They would read you everything that you need to know about signing your papers and that you are fully committed to the United States government for a number of years. It is an 8-year enlistment, but this is how it works. I am a 3-year active duty enlistment. So if I choose to get out of the military after 3 years, I would the 8-year enlistment would be after my 3 years, but I would be put in a reserve. So whenever like a war breaks out or the army desperately needs me to get back to my job, they will call for me and I will answer. So I don't see how it's going to apply to me in the future, but I mean, hey, it can. So they read over that, and we would take our oath. We'd stick our right hand up in the air in front of an officer, and I, John Lanquist, do solemnly swear to defend the Constitution, blah 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 blah, and I get stuff, and yeah, and you're enlisted. And it's a proud moment. It really is. My mom was crying, and I had a shiver go down my spine. I was like, holy shit, I took my first step in becoming a soldier. So 3 months and 20 days. No. 19 days. I have to wait. And I'll be sent off to boot camp. So yeah. My MEPS experience in a nutshell, it would be hurry up and wait. It's a lot of waiting. You will be bored. And the hotel stay, it can be fun if you choose to. You have to be outgoing with your fellow roommates and all that good stuff in order to have a nice, pleasant evening. They will, I mean, depending on where you go, I guess. My hotel had video games, a TV room, and all that, and amenities to keep us entertained while we're, waiting. There is a curfew, and if you are caught outside your room out of curfew, you'll be sent back home, and that's no bueno. And yeah. So it's a simple thing, just abide by the rules and all that, and you'll be fine. Pay attention, follow directions, know what you're getting yourself into, and it all really depends on you, honestly. So, yeah, well, there goes my MEPS video, and I hope you enjoyed, and I hope it can be, some sort of help in your enlistment, and have a good one.